Look at him. Isn't he adorable? Yep, no intro. He stole the intro. Yes, we're going to go and look for field guide pages so we can learn the transformation spell from Professor Weasley. So we have a couple field guide pages here in the castle itself that we have to look for, which honestly I'm glad, because the castle is my favorite part of this game, my favorite environment to explore. Honestly, I feel like the open world's kind of meh. But these quests in the castle are kind of fun, because I rather like exploring it. So I'm going to the underground harbor and the transfiguration tome in the library. Okay. Let's do a good old-fashioned walk. It's been a while since we've walked through the castle. At least since I have. I don't know about episode-wise how long it's been. But yeah, let's walk there. I'm not going to pause the recording either. Because as I said, I like walking through the castle. It's still nighttime. I thought it'd be daytime by now. Oh well. And I'm not going to pass time because I figure it's probably almost day. And you know what? I know that if you're watching this, you might be a little bit frustrated at me for walking through the castle because it takes up time in a relatively short episode. I'll make this episode a little bit longer, my treat. Just to make up for the time that I'm quote-unquote wasting. Yeah, we actually haven't done a proper walk through the castle during winter, I don't think. Yeah, because I was just thinking this little courtyard looks kind of nice in the snow. So the mini-map is taking me to the underground harbor. You know what? Let's do that one last. Let's go to the library first. Hopefully it'll be daytime by the time we're done in the library. Reason I hope it's daytime is because I wanted to see the outside of the school in the snow in daytime. Right, so I think the tome is upstairs. Oops. The mini-map really doesn't want me to go to this one first. That was a house elf, I think.
That book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around here somewhere.
Ah, looks like it's currently occupied.
Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration?
Yes, I am.
Professor Weasley asked me to, get something from that book. May I have it?
Did she now? I'll give you this book if you humour me by answering a few questions from my quiz.
Quiz?
Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge is trivial. Hence, I have created a small quiz, just for fun, focusing mainly on the lore of the wizarding world. None of the other students will try it, no matter how many times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. Ugh, they don't value knowledge the way I do. Surely you're interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest questions.
I mean, if they're questions from the first 4 films, I watched the first 4 films fairly recently again. So I will probably get those, hopefully. And I hopefully don't make myself look like a fool by saying that preemptively. A lot of the deeper lore questions I'll probably either miss because I really don't know a huge amount of the extended lore of that universe. And it's been a long time since I've read the books. But I might remember some of the answers from my last playthrough. We'll see. Yeah, that could be fun, says Maximilian, who is slightly daft.
A quiz sounds like fun.
Splendid! Just a few questions, and then I'll hand over this book. Let us begin. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch?
That would be the golden snidget.
The golden snidget.
Correct! The snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, They're thought to be extinct. Next question. Which potion is commonly referred to as liquid luck?
That first question I remembered from my last playthrough, and this one I remember, even though it's from the 5th film, I believe, just from a long time ago. Felix Felicis.
Felix Felicis.
Well done. Since it makes the drinker temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organized competitions. The tale of the three brothers involves which magical artifacts?
If you forget this one, then you don't remember the series very well at all. So I know this one too.
The Deathly Hallows.
Correct. According to Beedle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consists of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. Which ball in Quidditch is the largest?
Ooh, this one I don't really remember. Definitely not the Snitch. The Snitch is tiny. I think the Bludgers are the little ones that are hit by the bat. It's the Quaffle, the big one that they throw. I'm bad with names at the best of times, even if this was answered probably in the first film. I'm gonna go with the Quaffle. I think the Bludger's the one you hit with the bat.
The Quaffle.
That's right. When a chaser throws the Quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. True or false? Polyjuice Potion allows the drinker to change species.
Nope, Hermione turned into a weird cat thing.
False.
Correct. While Polyjuice Potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species. Well, I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now. If you're inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult.
Sure, fuck it, let's do more. I got a perfect score, I think, on those ones, so let's see how badly I fail, because I remember these ones being particularly difficult in my first playthrough.
I'd like to answer more questions.
What governmental body directly preceded the Ministry of Magic?
Fuck. This one sounds generic enough. I think Maximilian would guess this because he's like, the Wizards Council. Yes, that sounds government enough.
The Wizards Council.
That's correct. The Wizards Council disbanded in 1707 after the creation of the International Statute of Wizarding Secrecy, which required a more structured government to support its enforcement. Which dragon breed is the smallest?
I feel like I remember this one from my last playthrough. Might have also been a wrong answer I gave. I'm just remembering that. But this one does sound small. Viper Tooth. Vipers are snakes. Dragons are much bigger than snakes. So I'm going to guess the Peruvian Viper Tooth.
The Peruvian Viper Tooth.
Brilliant! Though the Viper Tooth is the smallest breed, averaging at around 15 feet in length, it is also the fastest breed and feared for its venomous fangs. Who founded the village of Hogsmeade?
This one you can actually find in game. Is it Hengist of Woodcroft? That name is familiar for some reason. I don't think it's Quincy Hogg, although that feels like an answer Maximilian would guess. But I think he's actually seen the answer before. It's in one of the field guide pages. Elfrida Clegg? I don't think so. I think it's Hengist of Woodcroft.
Hengist of Woodcroft.
That's right! It is believed that Hengist used the 3 Broomsticks Inn as his home. The hide-behind was accidentally created by crossbreeding a ghoul with what other magical creature?
The fuck? I'm just gonna guess demiguise because it's a common creature that we've been talking about in this game with the whole demiguise statue thing. I really don't remember the answer to this though. That's gonna be why Maximilian's guessing this too. He's like, I've seen demiguise statues around, might as well just throw it out there.
A demiguise.
Yes! While the hide-behind has the power of invisibility, those who have seen it have described it as a tall, thin monkey with silver hair. What is the only spell known to repel a lethifold?
A fucking what? I don't think it's Patronus, because that's the Mentors. I mean, a knockback jinx should hopefully work on many things, unless it's rather large. Stunning spell. Maybe it's some weird extended lore that the Patronus charm works on another thing. Besides the mentors. Because, I mean, otherwise it'd be a very, very niche use case. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to guess Patronus, because I feel like that spell would have more uses than just the mentors in order for it to be more widely known.
The Patronus charm.
Well done. The
That was
only
right.
known survivor of a Lethifold attack was a wizard named Flavius Belby, who was on holiday in Papua New Guinea at the time. Who published the law of elemental transfiguration?
I think that's Gamp. That sounds familiar.
Gamp.
That's it. One of the principal exceptions to Gamp's law is that food cannot be conjured, though it can be summoned. What does the Hogwarts motto translate to?
Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Correct. In Latin, the Hogwarts motto is Draco dormiens nunquam titilandus. Which magical creature is the only one known to produce eggs through its mouth?
Yeah, I remember the last question because there's a field guide page about it. You find it near the map chamber. I think I guessed Ashwinder in my last playthrough because it was the kind of egg that you found around the world. I think that was wrong. I don't think it's a basilisk. I think it's a rune spore. That's what I'm going to go for. I don't know what a rune spore is, but I feel like that's the right answer.
The rune spore.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
According to Parcelmouths, each of the rune's paws' 3 heads serves a different function. The left head is the planner, the middle is the dreamer, and the right is the critic. Where is Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry located?
Oh, is the rune spore the thing that we've been seeing on those Erythomancy doors? That's number 3. The 3-head snake thing. Might be. This one I don't fucking remember at all. Ilvermorny. Ilvermorny. I'm just seeing if there's a hint in the name. If there is one, then I'm not catching on to it. Oh, this will be the first question I get wrong, I think, if I get this wrong. Oh, that hurts. Mount Greylock?
Mount Greylock.
Well done!
Fuck yeah.
The American school was founded in the 17th century by Iseult Sayre and James Stewart. What is the most powerful love potion known to wizard kind?
I think it's the elixir to induce euphoria. I think this one was also used in the 4th film, but again, I'm bad with names at the best of times. Yeah, I'll go for this one.
Elixir to induce euphoria.
Incorrect. The answer was Amotentia.
Ah, I should have gotten that
Amotentia
Amor
smells
and all that.
differently to every person, according to what they find attractive, such as dusty book covers or...
Well, there goes
Are
my
you
perfect
interested in
score.
continuing on to the next round? They're my most difficult questions.
Oh no. Well, I've already ruined my perfect score, so I guess I'm ready.
Give me your worst.
Wonderful. I do admire your thirst for knowledge. Emmerich the Evil was killed in a duel against whom?
Why, Egbert the Egregious, of course.
Egbert the Egregious.
That's right.
That was right?
Emmerich
Okay.
gained notoriety for terrorizing villages in the south of England during the Middle Ages, when he was the master of the Elder Wand. If a chaser keeps their hand on the quaffle as it goes through the goal, what foul are they committing?
Is that haversacking? I think I got that from my last playthrough.
Haversacking.
That's right. Blatching is flying to intentionally collide with a player. Stooging is when 2 chasers knock the other team's keeper away from the goals so that a 3rd chaser can score. A bite from a mackled malaclaw has the unusual side effect of causing what?
I'm gonna guess bad luck.
Bad luck.
Correct. Native to the European coastline, the effects of a malaclaw's bite can last up to a week. What plant excretes stink sap?
I'm gonna guess this one. The word's kind of reminding me of sulfurous. Sulfurous is stinky. It's probably a different word entirely, but that's what I'm basing my guess off of.
Sopophorus bean.
I'm afraid the correct answer was Mimbolus mimbletonia. The Mimbolus mimbletonia
Oh, is that like
plant
sleep
secretes
soporific?
stink sap as a defensive mechanism when touched. The pepper-up potion evolved from a remedy created by which 12th century wizard?
I'm gonna go for this name because it sounds the funniest. Linford of Stinchcombe.
Linford of Stinchcombe.
Very good.
Fred
Centuries
Mumford.
later, Glover Hipworth would expand on Linford's previous work to create the pepper-up potion we know today. In The Wizard and the Hopping Pot, what does the elder wizard leave for his son in the hopping pot?
I feel like a wand is too obvious, plus a wand chooses the wizard. I don't know why he'd be leaving that for his son. A smaller pot, that's kind of funny. A single slipper is just weird. But I think it's that for some reason. Might be a vague recollection from my previous playthrough. A single slipper.
A single slipper.
That's correct. The story was created by Beadle the Bard, but there are a few versions. I won't spoil what the slipper was for if you haven't read it recently.
I haven't.
The Snallygaster is native to which region of the world?
The fucking Snallygaster? What the fuck is a Snallygaster? I mean, I haven't seen that here, so I think that eliminates this answer. What's the different part of Scottish Highlands? But that's what I'm going to base my guess off of. It's the only informed guess I really have. Amazon rainforest? I've seen that answer come up before in these questions, and it's the only one that's of these two that hasn't been used yet.
The Amazon rainforest.
No, the answer was North America. The part bird, part reptile is a distant relative of the Occamy and has serrated fangs and a bulletproof hide. Who is the Muggle knight featured in the Fountain of Fair Fortune?
I'm going to guess Sir Lancelot. Because of the whole Merlin importance thing.
Sir Lancelot.
No, the answer was Sir Luckless. The three witches in the story are named Asher, Altheda, and Amata. Oh, I adore a story that ends with a twist. The world's largest kelpie is also known by what other name?
Loch Ness Monster. That was on a field guide page.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Correct. The Office of Misinformation has worked diligently to discredit any Muggle evidence of the kelpie's existence. Who was the first Minister for Magic?
I misread that name as Cavris Perval, so I'm going to go with that because that's funny.
Cadmus Peveril.
No, the first minister was Ulick Gamp.
Ah, really?
Gamp's greatest legacy was the founding of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. It outlawed the unforgivable curses. You've answered all of my questions. It's nice to know there's another student who appreciates the value of knowledge. You should be pleased with your performance. Not many students would have done so well. Thank you for humoring me by participating. I had a splendid time.
I really
I
fumbled
put the
it
book
in the
back on
last
pedestal
section.
for you.
Revelio ought to make quick work of this.
But other than that, I actually did pretty well.
Revelio.
Alright, field guide page. Book on Intermediate Transfiguration. This book is designed to help guide the student who wishes to pursue more complicated types of transfiguration. Professor Weasley often recommends it to her advanced students as a bit of light reading. It is a pretty thick book, although there are thicker ones on the shelf. I'm guessing she just refers to it as light reading because she's weird. Yeah, that was a fun little pop quiz. Right, so the underground harbor. That is definitely outside. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the wrong harbor. The name Underground Harbor should have given it away. I was thinking of the harbor that's, you cross the lake for on the boats. Well, I didn't, but most normal students did. Although it still did take us outside. Yeah, I was thinking of that harbor over there. I think the underground harbor is slightly different. Why is it still night? I feel like it's been night for like the past 3 episodes. As I've said before, I think the day-night cycle in this game is a bit weird. I feel like it's nighttime way more often than it's day. Alright, underground harbor. Okay.
So this is the underground harbor. Revelio.
Ah, rock skipping. That was a pretty good one. Ooh, there's one of those chests. Been a while since I've seen one of these.
You thought? If you thought more while we were alive, I wouldn't be trapped here with you. Now, excuse me.
Dude fucked up. That's rough, buddy. Fuck. See the way he zoomed across the water? Skip another rock. That one wasn't as good.
The grey lady. I'd say hello, but she doesn't seem particularly social.
Well, I just said hello myself. So fuck you, Maximilian. Suave striped tire. Worse than what I'm wearing. Don't fall in the water. Underground harbor. Located deep beneath the viaduct courtyard is the landing for the boats delivering the first-year students across Black Lake to Hogwarts. Ah, so this is the place I was thinking of.
Complete. I should attend Transfiguration.
Well, it's not the place I was thinking of, but the place I was thinking of had the wrong purpose. Oh well. So yeah, we have to see Professor Weasley now, and hopefully this will pass it to fucking daytime, waiting for her quest to begin. Ah, it is becoming daytime. Morning seems to have broken while I was downstairs. It is quite pretty out here in the wintertime. In fact, I'm gonna just indulge my sightseeing for a moment. I want to see this courtyard. Oh, it's mostly clear of snow. Not as pretty as I was thinking it would look. Alas. Alright, back in we go. Yeah, all the students are starting to wander now.
How many owls do you think Hogwarts has?
Yeah, that was the snake thing I was talking about earlier, right there. I think that's what she was talking about, because it's a 3-headed snake thing. And I guess it lays eggs through its mouth. Alright, let's see if it's class time for Professor Weasley. Did somebody just say something? I don't know. Cat. Right back at you.
I heard.
Oh, hey, that's
Professor
Gareth Weasley.
Transfigured the book with all her test answers into an owl to stop students from cheating.
Does sound like her.
A bit too literally, if you ask me.
Beautiful.
Goodness. Settle down. Settle down. Transfiguration
as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
Sebastian did not look like he was having a good time. Right, yeah. This looks like a simple enough wand motion.
Beautifully done. Class is dismissed. And remember, now is not the time to ease off your studying. OWLs will be here before you know it.
Alright, so yeah, let's get this assigned here. Yeah, this bar is starting to look a lot more unique than it was. Oddly enough, this spell, the transformation spell, does not have a, like, incantation, a verbal component to it. It just makes a weird noise when you cast it. In fact, can I demonstrate? Yeah, like that. It's weird.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed. And frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Yeah, it has helped me catch up. Me being a new student as a 5th year did put me at a bit of a disadvantage, but now I actually feel like I'm a pretty competent wizard.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now, it seems you've been making good use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. I've heard that you can brew an impressive Edurus potion. Hopefully, you won't need it anytime soon, but it is a valuable potion to have when it is needed.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities. Was your visit to the kitchens and the Hogsmeade graveyard with Nick to bribe a ghost for information connected in any way to Professor Fig?
Professor Fig does kind of want to keep things on the down low, but I also really don't like lying to you, Professor Weasley. There's no avoidant answer, there's only directly no or yes. I feel like the game wants you to say no because normally it's the other way around with yes, no, but it's putting no on top. We're so close to the end of this. I think Maximilian would say no for Professor Fig, only for Professor Fig.
Not at all. I'm fascinated by ghosts and food, and I was interested in learning more about the castle and the surrounding area.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed. If you wish to practice the spell you just learned, the training dummy is available. Glad to see you were paying close attention to my demonstration of the transformation spell.
Yep, it's rather useful. Although in this form it's not hugely, but when I upgrade it, it will be quite useful.
Since our visit to Feldcroft, something dawned on me about the triptych. Meet me at the Overlook, just north of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll explain.
My plan with the helmet failed, but I have another idea. I think we may be able to find what we need at a goblin mine south of Hogwarts. Meet me there, and bring someone who speaks gobbledygook.
I remember our meet mentioning something about gobbledygook.
I felt like that was him being just a bit of a blowhard. Is that the right word? I think so. And if not, then I apologize. But I guess it's worth pursuing anyway. Alright, well, what do I want to do first? I have a veritable feast of quests at the moment. So these are just conversations, I think. Where's the Sebastian quest? Ah, this one's Sebastian. It's a main quest. I mean, I'm at the castle right now. I guess I can go and speak to Natsai first in the divination classroom. I would normally end the episode here, but I figured that I would give you a bit of a longer episode as I promised because of the fact that I spent so much time just wandering the castle, which we've already done a few times. I just wanted to kind of enjoy myself a bit.
Did you get your Whiskeroo from Pippin's, or did you pick it yourself?
And the divination classroom is way up at the top of things, I believe. You have to climb a ladder. At least in this game. In the films, it's also way up things. But I don't think there's a ladder involved.
So frustrating.
Ooh, this is gonna be awkward.
You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful? Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you, and she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
Ooh.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
Could have done with a bit more tact there.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now, much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no, a person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
One, she has a point about the poachers. And two, she's just trying to look out for you. And she is a seer. I understand she might use it as an excuse before, but that's kind of her thing. It's her ability. She can see the future to some extent. I mean, Maximilian would want to give both of these answers. Perhaps she has a point, but we can't stop doing this. I feel like this is closer, though, because Maximilian has that want to put an end to these plans. Yeah, I'll go with this one, even though it'll probably be a bit more harsh and aggressive than I mean it to be.
We're making good progress. We can't quit now.
I agree. I have never considered quitting, even for a moment. You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Randrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time. Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
It must be a little bit overbearing, not overbearing. What the fuck is overbearing? What was I saying? Oh yeah, it must be a bit overbearing to have a parent who can see the future like that. It ought to be very, very controlling. Right, well, next we'll talk to Poppy. But that will actually have to wait until next time. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.